Have you ever asked yourself the question, why do I suffer so much in life? Why do I suffer? I've asked it many times myself. And in this video, I'm going to answer that question as to the possible reasons why you may suffer so much. Let's see how many you have. Suffering. So why do you suffer so much in life? Well, we normally suffer because we don't like the present moment. We don't like how the present moment is panning out. We don't like what we said. We don't like the situation we're in. We don't like where we're living. We don't like perhaps the relationship we're in at the time. And all of these things are in the present moment. We don't like what is going on right now. And we have this illusion that the alternative is better. If I wasn't with this person, I would be with a person that loves me more. If I wasn't with this person, I'd be with someone that helps me more, that provides more for me. If I wasn't in this job, I would be in a job that pays better and has got more respect. If I wasn't eating what I do, I would have a leaner, thinner body. If I wasn't in this situation, if this present moment wasn't what it is, I would be happier. And that's really the catalyst of the problem. We get stuck in a traffic jam and we look at the alternative as, well, if I wasn't stuck in this traffic jam, I would have been on time and everything would have been perfect. But the truth is, we don't know what the alternative is. We don't know whether a mile down the road you would have been in a car accident if you did not end up in the traffic jam. I broke my neck when I was 18. And there seems to be a fun game people like to play. And I play along. It doesn't bother me. So if you didn't break your neck, what would you have done as a living? And they always say, I see you as a big CEO or very successful. You'd have probably made a lot of money. You'd have had a family. You would have been an amazing husband, things like that. But they never say about all the things that would have gone wrong in my life. They never say about, well, I think you'd have been bankrupt at 30. I think you'd have ended up having a different accident and may have had a different illness. They never mention that I might have got cancer at 22. We always tend to look at the bright side and through these filters of, if I wasn't in my current situation, the other one would be better. The truth is, you don't know. And this is what made me hit my rock bottom at 40. You'd think the worst thing that happened to me is breaking my neck. It wasn't. It was hitting my rock bottom at 40. I had been with a person about 18 months. It's got nothing to do with that person. This is all me. And being with that person, I thought that the whole of my life was planned out in front of me. We were going to get married, we were going to go on holiday. Everything was perfect. I never had to go on another damn dating site ever again. So I planned, my future was perfect, rosy. It was like amazing. We were going to grow old together and it was just going to be incredible. So I created this illusion of the perfect life. I get a text one morning, I don't know what I want, the text message said. I've been around enough to know exactly what that meant. Game over. By the end of that day, they come over and they left. They picked up their last things and that was it. I was left with no feeling, left completely just with nothing. I didn't feel anything. I don't think I thought anything for several days. And then all the feelings come back and then I started to suffer. And I suffered so much. I suffered so badly that I couldn't go sleep. I started drinking alcohol to go sleep. I couldn't shut off my thoughts. My whole life sucked. And because I focused on so much that my life sucked, I was still paralysed. I still had all those problems. But they were insignificant. Yeah, being paralysed was insignificant to the problems I was creating in my own mind, because I'd lost out on this wonderful utopian life. And my life was now not this utopian life, and I was angry, and I was suffering. I had a million questions that, of course, couldn't be answered. And I just wanted to go back and get back on this wonderful utopian fantasy that I was living. But I couldn't. There's no possible way of changing timelines. It hasn't been invented yet, the time machine. Incidentally, it won't be, because physics doesn't allow it, but that's a whole different story. Yeah, I'm a geek. But that's a different story. That's a different YouTube video. So we cannot change timelines. We have to, if you want to reduce your suffering, you have to accept the present moment for what it is. And when we accept the present moment for what it is, it then empowers us to do something with it. It takes us out of the victim mode of, my life sucks. Hey, I've got enough points. Really, I have. If in a world that you could build up points to become a victim, I've got enough. I'm paralysed. I suffer from autonomic dysreflexia. I could have an attack of blood pressure at any time, which is a medical emergency, and I could end up with a stroke or die. It happens several times a year, and I need to be dealt with and sorted out. I also get pressure sores. I also cannot control my temperature. I've also got carers that can't do toast. I gotta have my bum wiped. I've got enough points to be a victim. What makes me different to you? Nothing. Nothing. What makes the way I suffer is how I respond to things. So how did I learn to respond? Well, I learned to recognize that the present moment is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. If I came and give you a cup of tea and you asked for coffee, you can either be annoyed by it, or you can just accept that you got a cup of tea. If you don't like tea, you can go, thank you very much. Is it possible you could get me a coffee? Or you can be annoyed by the cup of tea. Whichever way, you cannot make that tea a coffee. You cannot physically change that moment. You cannot change that transaction. You can respond to it, and then you can do better, or you can see it from a different way. The alternative is not to be seen through rose-tinted glasses. If you'd listen more, you would know I'd like my tea or my coffee. If you would listen more, you would know how I don't like to be woke up before 8 o'clock in the morning. If only you'd love me more. If only I wasn't stuck in that traffic. If only. If only you weren't in that job. If only you weren't scrolling through Facebook, whatever time you're doing this, watching my video. Thank you for watching my video, by the way. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't miss a video. But if only, we can play that game all day. The problem is, if onlys only leads to more suffering. So whenever you find your mind going, if only, what if the if only was worse? What if the if only, if the other job wasn't paid more and it's actually worse and the boss disrespected you even more? What if your health was worse than what it is in the alternative? What if the life that you thought you were going to have really wasn't that at all, and it was way worse? The truth is, we don't know what the alternative is, and we never will. And while we're thinking the alternative is better than the present moment, it takes away all our power and our ability to make choices, and then we suffer more. Realizing this, you'll still have pain. Things will still happen. You're not going to be suddenly given that utopian life, because it doesn't exist. But you can stop getting up and being run down again and complaining about the car running you down. Because that's what we're doing. When we're suffering loads, we're getting up and we're complaining about the suffering rather than doing something about it. Yes, your life may suck, but that's the present moment. It doesn't have to stay like that. Empower yourself to accept the present moment and then do something with it. Then I'm the host of Stillness in the Storms, which enables us to slow down a little bit, to go from to. There's a link just underneath this YouTube video. And you can also head over my website for a chat, and you can become a patron of mine, one of my first patrons, and support what I do. That'd be awesome and amazing if you can. Otherwise, accept the present moment. Stop looking at the alternative through rose-tinted glasses. And allow yourself to respond to life. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe, become a patron if you'd like, and support what I do. The links are all below the video. Namaste.